show, rather. The band steps us back a little bit as the seniors are going to present Ain't No Mountain High Enough from their freshman year show.
Another quick announcement before we get things rolling here. Down below, as you walk up the ramp, there is a table. They're selling programs, and those programs are all activities. So they include the dance team, the cheer team, and the football team. And it's being sold by the Athletic Booster Club. So check it out. It's down below, down near the concession stands, but I believe they're near the ramp up to the stands here. So check all that out. Great, safe. Again, all the dance team, the cheer team, and the football team.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our broadcast of Utica Chieftain football on Shelby TV. Alongside my broadcast partner for the evening, Michael Pierce, I'm Stephen McDonald, and we're coming to you live from Swinehart Field for our game this evening between the Utica Chieftains and the Anchor Bay Tars. Michael, thanks for joining me once again this evening.
It is a pleasure to be here. It is a bright day out, and we're here to see some bright young athletes.
Yeah, so why don't we jump right into it here in our pregame coverage and tell us a little bit about this Anchor Bay's Tars team.
Absolutely. The Anchor Bay Tar defense is the #1 concern for the head coach today. He told me that the main thing that he wants to do is contain Darren Welch and Jason Azar, as along with Dylan Chase, 3 great offensive weapons that the Utica Chieftains have. He said it's not going to be easy, but the thing that they're going to want to do in order to limit the offense and keep them in front of them is throw exotic blitzes from different locations, different men, just confuse the offensive line in particular. The offensive line, he said, was the big key for winning this game tonight. Confusing them, because sometimes in high school football it's just about confusing those offensive linemen and finding free space to send defenders.
Absolutely. Well, the Tars come into Swinehart Field 3-1 overall on the year, 2-0 in MAC White play. This is a MAC White battle between the Tars and the Chieftains. Chieftains come in 2-2 on the year overall, 2-0 as well in league play. Their offense is led by senior quarterback Darren Welch, completing 60% of his passes through the first 4 games, over 230 yards passing, has 11 touchdowns and 1 interception on the year. Now, when I talked a few weeks ago with head coach Matt Maruli, I asked him about the rushing attack, and he said that's something they want to get going here over the last few games, and over these last 2 games have rushed for almost 270 yards per game. And Jaden Slaughter has been a big reason why. A 95-yard touchdown run 2 weeks ago here from Swinehart Field, and a 71-yard run a week ago. Now, on the defensive side, it's been a tale of 2 defenses for this Chieftains team. Their first 2 games giving up 32 points per contest. Their last 2, Michael, just 10 points per game against. So as we get ready to wrap up our pregame coverage here from Swinehart Field, just get your thoughts real quick about this matchup here tonight.
This is definitely going to be a grudge match between 2 teams that look to do a lot of the same thing. You know, with Utica and Darren Welch, you're going to have a lot more of a pocket passing attack, but you still rely on those shifty offensive creators like Azar and Chase to get to the outside and hit those big plays. And, I mean, on Anchor Bay's side, you have the same thing. Quarterback Luke Hall last week had 2 touchdowns. He had 1 through the air with 197 yards, and then 1 on the ground as well. He had 13 yards rushing and a rushing touchdown. So you've got 2 teams that have a lot of versatility in terms of their rushing and passing attack. And do not sleep on Luke Zyrek, receiver for Anchor Bay, who brought in 101 receiving yards last week. Triple digits for the young man on the Anchor Bay offense.
Well, the Chieftains lead the all-time series between them and the Tars 10-5 on the series all time, but the Chieftains also 3-1 in the last 4 meetings dating back to 2015. And that'll do it for our pregame coverage from down here on the field at Swinehart Field. Kickoff is next.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
are moments away from kickoff here from Swinehart Field on Shelby TV alongside my broadcast partner Michael Pierce. I'm Stephen McDonald, and we've got a good one for you here tonight, folks. The Anchor Bay Tars come in 3-1 on the year, visiting the 2-2 Utica Chieftains.
Yeah, we've got an amazing game tonight with two teams that are really looking for this win. Very important for both of them in the standings. And here's the first kick.
Chieftains to run it out. Perozic to the 30, just dragging Tars with him, and finally yanked down. Looks like they'll mark him around the 32-yard line. And that is how we begin play here on a Friday night. A beautiful 70 degrees here at kickoff.
And we're going to get to see quarterback Darren Welch take over on this first drive. The young quarterback has been...
During the return, holding, return team. 10 yards from the spot of the foul, first down.
See here, our first penalty of the game will back the Chieftains up to right around their own 20 following the return by Zach Perozic.
Gonna give Darren Welch some more space. I know he's been slinging the ball around a lot recently. 11 touchdowns on the year.
Yeah, he's somebody that we talked about here pre-game. 11 touchdowns, like you said, Michael, just one interception on the year, averaging over 230 yards through the air per game so far this year. Has been absolutely slinging it as they go. Handoff to Azar to begin our ball game. He's going to get, looks like, about a yard, maybe two. They mark him on first down.
And head coach Mike Gianocchi before the game told me that the key for the defense would be confusing the offensive line. He said, you know, a lot of people talk about confusing the quarterback, but really it's more about confusing that young offensive line in high school football, because as an offensive line, you really have to work all together to achieve one common goal. And if you can throw off a couple members of that offensive line, it'll throw off the entire unit. And that is how he plans to apply pressure on Darren Welch.
Welch alone in the shotgun this time. Chieftains checking the sideline, make sure they're all on the same page. A minute old here from Swinehart Field. Second down and 8. They have to get it to about the 30-yard line for a new set of downs. Chieftains still finally snapping the ball. Welch looking to take a deep shot, has a man. It's Boyd and broken up at the last second. Looking for Tommy Boyd.
Good job by defensive back John Sowers right there, breaking the pass out right before I got to Tommy Boyd. That was a good deep throw, good movement by Welch in the pocket here. He's going to throw it deep, but just gets that right arm in there, swats the ball away, preventing a big play from a big arm.
So that'll bring up third down and 8.
Holding, offense. That penalty is declined, third down.
As the Tars decline a holding penalty on the Chieftains, so it will be third down and 8 after all.
And head coach Gianocchi told me before the game that this is their championship. He says, they say you can't say that, but he doesn't care what anybody has to say about him and his team. This is the biggest game of the season for Anchor Bay. Coming up against Utica and a potent offense, sitting at 3-1, looking to improve to 4-1 and take control of the league.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Michael. We'll talk about how important this game really is for both these teams in the MAC White throughout this game. Is on third and 8. Welch going to roll left, and he's going to be absolutely smothered. His helmet comes flying off, but a big sack on third down by the Tars defense.
Yeah, what a
Number 11 must leave the game for one play due to his helmet coming off.
Couldn't find anywhere to go with the ball. You see it there, and he just got swallowed up on the blind side.
Deshaun Chinte credited for the sack there. So the Chieftains will go into punt formation, 4th and 16. Couple men back deep for the Tars, standing just outside their 40-yard line. Excuse me, the Chieftain 40-yard line. A short kick will settle down near the 38-yard line. So some solid field position to start for the Anchor Bay Tars offense, led by Luke Hall.
Yeah, Luke Hall last week had 197 passing yards, a passing touchdown, along with 13 rushing yards and a touchdown versus Utica Ford in a 35-0 victory.
And Michael, this Tars team appears, at least coming into play tonight, that they want to run the football quite often. But Luke Hall, a guy that can throw the ball if needed, 16 of 32 on passing attempts this year, 313 yards and 2 touchdowns through the first 4 weeks of the regular season.
Absolutely. Both Ben Hansen and Bryce Charanziak carried the ball very well last week. Each had 5 to 7 carries. Hansen had 5, and Charanziak had 7, and they both were averaging 6 to 7 yards a carry. So look to split the work between those two and also mix in Luke Hall in the rushing attack as well. Hall had a 13-yard carry last week, so he's got a little bit of a threat to bust it a little bit longer than Welch might.
Well, the officials are talking about something on the far side of the field. Looks like we should be getting the call here in just a moment. But as it stands currently, it's 1st and 10 for the Tars. Ball spotted at the Chieftain 38-yard line. First possession for the Tars here this evening as Luke Hall lines up under center. They'll go handoff on 1st down, straight up the right side, and he is gone. Touchdown, Tars.
Bryce Charanziak with the big run. Just talked about him last week, put up 42 yards on the ground. This week, he puts almost that much on the board in 1 carry. 38-yarder for the touchdown.
Charanziak, his 3rd touchdown of the year, his 26th carry, as the extra point is up and good. So 7-0 Tars here, early stages from Swinehart Field.
What a statement here by Anchor Bay. You're going to see Charanziak hit the hole, go upfield. He's gone. No one's touching him.
And we talk about the offensive line for the Chieftains, Michael, but how about the blocking up front by that Tars offensive line?
Yeah, you know, first play, they block everyone they're supposed to, and it turns out as well as you could plan it.
Another look at the Charanziak touchdown run. Just hits that hole on the right side, and nobody was there defensively for the Chieftains. He goes 38 yards to the house, untouched on the run.
Yeah, somebody on the Utica defense missed their gap assignment. They're going to hear about that in the huddle. But what a statement from Anchor Bay to start the game off with an instant touchdown, coming off a great defensive series where you saw them completely bottle up the Utica offense. And miscommunication on the kick here. Someone went early, it seems.
Prior to the kick, encroachment, kicking team, 5-yard penalty, re-kick.
So with the penalty, we'll back up a few yards and try it again.
Pretty good kick, too, by Anchor Bay right there. Got about to the 15, 10-yard line. So we'll see if they can replicate that again.
Get a look at the Chieftain student section, the Tribe, as we get another look at that replay on the kick. The Tribe coming out in all white here this evening. On the other side, looks like the Tars brought some students with them, decked out in neon as we get the next kickoff. Fumbled momentarily, looked like by Azar. Now Azar across the 20 and tripped up down to around the 22-yard line. So we'll get our second look at the Chieftain offense here tonight.
It was a beautiful kick deep. Azar had trouble handling it. As a result, Utica is pinned at their own 22, about where they started their last drive, which ended in a very short punt.
Yeah, the short punt really set up the Tars with great field position, and they certainly didn't waste it, going one play, 38 yards into the end zone. So the Chieftains down 7-0 here early will look to respond. But it was nice to see them go back to the passing game with Darren Welch. Took that shot down the seam looking for Tommy Boyd, just broken up at the last second. We'll see what possession number 2 has in store. This time they'll go underneath looking for Perozic, just a couple yards short of that first down line, but they'll get it up around the 29-yard line.
Yeah, something we saw 2 weeks ago here when we saw Utica take on Lakeview is the ability to mix in short and long passes. You're seeing it here. That was a good long pass that we saw in the previous drive, just a better defensive play. And here, a nice little slant, picks up a couple yards, gets you in good position for second down. And Coach Mike Gianocchi talked about that short passing game too. He said, you got to watch out for those screens, those short passes, because they'll catch you when you're not expecting it. That's what they're trying to do there.
So it'll be second down and 3, inside 9 minutes to play first quarter. They go handoff Azar. Up the middle goes Azar to the 45 and down to the 46-yard line. And Jason Azar makes his presence felt here in the early going.
Just a matter of time for this guy. You know, he's speedy, he's got great change of direction, he's got incredible agility. Just a matter of time before you saw him get to that second level. Only took the second carry, so.
And talking with head coach Matt Maruli here pregame, asked him about that rushing attack these last few games, says they really feel that they have 3 running backs that they can go to at any time, and they feel comfortable with. Azar's one, Dylan Chase another, and Jaden Slaughter, the third back in that rotation.
Yeah, when you've got 3 backs like that that can each do damage in their own unique way, it's very tough for a defense to stop over the course of 48 minutes.
On first and 10 from the 46. They'll go back to Perozic, just a little bit low for him, and it falls incomplete. And in talking about that 3 running back rotation the Chieftains now feature, Jaden Slaughter, as I mentioned, that third running back in the rotation, the last 2 weeks has had some big touchdown runs for this Chieftain offense. One a couple weeks ago here from Swinehart Field, a 95-yarder, and then another one a week ago, 71 yards to the end zone. As the Chieftains break the huddle, second down and 10, 8:01 to go here first quarter. Welch in the shotgun. Looks like he has Azar split to his right. 3 receivers top of the formation. Azar got the handoff, ran into one of his own linemen. Able to get a couple there on the second down run.
Good job keeping Azar locked up by Deshaun Chenette Jr. He had his arms around him. Azar was trying to break free with a spin, but he could not. Just keeping him. There, you see it right here. Could have broke free, but a great wrap-up tackle there by Chenette Jr. to stop a very dangerous offensive threat. Now we've got a third down and 8, and it's a big one for Utica.
Welch has a running back to his left. 2 receivers to both sides of the formation here on 3rd and 8. They'll look to pass. Has a man. It's caught for the first down around the 40-yard line. That was Jack Malone on the receiving end. So that'll be a first down for the Chieftains as they move the chains on a big, as you said, Michael, a big 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, they needed that first down there. You do not want to get caught in a position where you have to punt the ball again for the second time in the first quarter and give Anchor Bay more control. So that was a big first down to get yourself on the other side of the field, and now you got to keep this progress going.
Again, they go handoff. This is Chase. Got back to the line of scrimmage, but not much more. Looks like they'll maybe give him a foot or 2 on first down.
Another great tackle by the defense there. Liam Carey, the 6'1", 210-pound linebacker, wrapping him, bringing him down to the ground.
Yeah, Liam Carey, 36 in white, is a guy that the Chieftains will have to make sure they know where he is at all times on defense, because he's one of their leading tacklers this year. And
very big piece of the defense. Especially those linebackers are especially important today when you've got backs like Azar, Chase, and Slaughter. You got to keep them in the second level. Don't let them get to the safeties.
Yeah, Carey also has 3 interceptions to lead the defense this year, and has
prior to the
averages
snap,
47
false
yards.
start, offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
averages 47 yards per return on those interceptions. That last penalty on the Chieftains will back them up to around the Tars' 45-yard line. So it'll bring up 2nd down and 15.
That's the 3rd penalty so far for Utica as well. You do not like to see that early on. 2 holding calls and a false start so far. Not great for offensive continuity.
They'll bring a man in motion, go handoff Slaughter. Made a man miss behind the line, gets back to the original line of scrimmage and gains a few extra yards past that, inside the 40 to around the 37-yard line. Get another look at it here. Just able to turn that corner on the right side.
Yeah, these Utica running backs do a great job.
Timeout, Anchor Bay, their first of the half.
As you see a timeout, they do a great job of keeping their feet moving, bouncing to the outside, making people miss with just the slightest moves, anticipating where a defender's coming and just getting out of the way. Very talented trio, as we've said so far, and we're seeing all 3 of them in this first quarter.
We'd just like to take a moment here during this timeout on the field to shout out Esplendido Mexican Cuisine, Pizza, Spirits, and Celebration at 50285 Mound Road, south of 23 Mile. They're open for lunch and delivery available. Call 586-739-1070.
And not only do they offer delicious tacos and pizza, they're also offering gainful employment for anyone looking to become a dishwasher. I used to do that at a local restaurant in my hometown, and you know, it's honest work, and it pays pretty decent.
So back to the action out of the timeout. Tars with 2 timeouts remaining for the half. 3rd down and 7 for the Chieftain offense. Welch in the shotgun, running back to his left. Looks to pass. Looked in the slot for Flowers. Got tied up with the defensive back there. That'll bring up 4th down and 7.
Yeah, look at the miscommunication here. You're going to see. Looking for either Flowers or Perozak. Can't really tell, but looks like Flowers didn't understand. Maybe he was going to be the one on a bubble screen, but.
Yeah, it looked to me, Michael, like somebody was maybe supposed to cut out, and both guys kept running down the field. So like you said, a little bit of miscommunication. But on 4th and 7, the Chieftains in plus territory will go for it here on 4th down. Looks like Azar back in the game at running back. He'll look left again, throw to Perozak. That's a 1st down for the Chieftains. Down to the 25-yard line, and again, a big conversion on 3rd down for the Chieftain offense on this drive.
Impressive job right here of Welch to hit this slant right when he needs to, put it right in the perfect spot in between the defense. That slant has been open all game long, and I think it will continue to be open as the defense is looking to keep things in front of them. So if you can just take that slant over and over and over again, you're going to see good results. You know, they're looking to limit the deep passes, so throwing those intermediate and middle routes could be beneficial for this Utica offense.
And one thing I learned just the other day about quarterback Darren Welch, also a pitcher on the Chieftains baseball team here.
That would explain that arm, wouldn't it?
As they go handoff to Slaughter, left side, cuts it up to around the 21-yard line, and he's brought down there.
Darren Welch doing a good job so far at those slant routes, picking apart the defense. That's how they've been able to move the ball most effectively so far. I know 2 weeks ago against Lakeview, we saw a lot of bubble screen and streak route combos. Not going to see that as much in this zone of the field, but I think as we see the game go along, we'll see more of that in this Utica offense.
2nd down and 6, ball spotted at the 21. They go handoff Slaughter again. He's going to be met in the backfield for a loss. Back around the original line of scrimmage to the 25-yard line. And that's going to bring up another 3rd down and long situation for the Chieftain offense. We get another look at the run. As a couple Tars defenders got downhill to make the stop in the backfield.
Yeah, this Anchor Bay defense has been doing a great job of getting through the offensive line. You know, a talented offensive line they got here on Utica's side, but man, these defenders of Anchor Bay are swarming to the ball. They're playing with ferocity, and they're really wreaking havoc in the backfield.
So 3rd down and 10 inside 3 minutes to play here in quarter number 1. Welch steps in. He's going to roll left, looking sideline, coming back for the ball, and making the grab before falling out of bounds is Zach Perozic, 17 in black for the Chieftains. And again, Michael, that is another 3rd down conversion for the offense on this drive, their 3rd so far.
Yeah, good job on this rollout here. Blitz was coming from the right side. He just moves to his left, steps, sets his feet, throws. Good catch right there by Perozic. A nice 20-yard completion. Puts you in great scoring opportunity now. You're in a very good spot with the weapons you have on offense to punch the ball in and tie this game up.
Dylan Chase checks in at running back. Chieftains spotted at the 10. Looking. He'll roll away from pressure, now get rid of it, and sailing just high for his receiver out there. Looks like Dylan Chase, the intended target.
Yeah, we're seeing Darren Welch move a little bit more today. The defensive ends have been doing a good job of pushing him off his spots, getting him uncomfortable, just like they planned on pregame. But Welch still displaying that he's got some movement as well. Evaded some defenders there, gave his receiver a chance, but good defense overall by Anchor Bay. It's hard to stop good players making good plays, but so far they have done a good job of limiting the Utica offense and really giving them a little bit to think about.
Well, the Chieftains break the huddle. 2nd down and 10. 2nd down and goal, rather, from the 10. They bring a man in motion. They'll go handoff Azar to the right. Breaks it up across the 5 and tumbles down. Looks like they'll give him the 3-yard line there.
Yes, sitting over here, and a lot of Utica fans, we heard the crowd get a little excited and then a little let down as they saw Azar get wrapped up. They're not used to him getting wrapped up before the end zone. You're going to see here, had a hole, but just tripped up before he could get through.
And you love that effort by Azar as he was kind of flying through the air, tried to reach that ball out to maybe sneak it across, but came up just a few yards short of the effort, so it'll bring up 3rd and goal. Ball spotted at the 3-yard line. Chieftains looking to get it in the end zone and tie us at 7 here. They go handoff Azar. He's to the left, and he's going to walk in for the touchdown.
Sometimes it's as simple as get your fastest player to the outside and just let him work. You let Azar work, you let him beat those defenders off the edge, and he waltzes in for a touchdown.
So Azar gets the touchdown on the ground.
Good blocking, too, on that O-line.
He seems to be, Michael, their weapon they go to in the running game when they're around that 10-yard line and in. They just love to pound it at the line of scrimmage as the extra point is up and good. So we are all tied at 7 from Swinehart Field, the Anchor Bay Tars and Utica Chieftains. And if you're just joining us here on Shelby TV, we will let you know throughout our coverage here tonight the importance of this game for both these teams as it pertains to the MAC White division here in 2021. The Tars 3-1 overall, 2-0 in league play. Chieftains 2-2, also 2-0 in league play. The winner of this game gets to claim first place heading in to week number 5 in MHSAA football.
Yeah, especially for Anchor Bay, this game on the road, they have 3 of their last 4 at home, and their combined records of the teams they're about to face in these next 4 games, 6-10 overall, 2-6 in league play. So they've got some very winnable games coming up, but tonight is a big test, as you can see, to stop this offense, to improve to 5-1 and maintain first place in the MAC White. But you got some guys on the other side who don't want to see any of that happening. Utica, if they can get 3-2, like you said, be huge.
So we should be treated as we've been so far here with just a few seconds left in quarter number one, to a great night of football here from Swinehart Field. The Chieftains getting ready to kick off. It's a low kick heading towards the sideline and out of bounds, so out comes the penalty flag.
I'm interested to see a full drive here from Anchor Bay. We only saw the one play from them. That's all it took on their first drive. But now starting in their own territory, you know, let's see what they can do out as a whole drive, and let's see also on the opposite
35.
side.
Illegal procedure, kick out of bounds, kicking team. Ball be placed at the 35-yard line. First down, Anchor Bay.
It'll be interesting to see on the opposite side how Utica can limit this drive to just more than one play. I'm sure they weren't too pleased with their defensive effort on the first drive, but now they've got a chance to really string together some good defensive plays.
And you saw as the penalty was being announced, a shot of head coach Matt Maruli there on the sideline. Didn't look too pleased with the way that kick was executed. As Hall goes handoff, and the Chieftain defensive line is right there to meet him as he's stuffed in the backfield for a loss. They'll give him a loss of 1 on forward progress, if you can call it that, Michael, but it'll bring second down and 11.
Yeah, good stop. You know, that's what you want to see from your defense after giving up a huge touchdown play on the first play. Gave him nowhere to work, and there was a ton of Utica hats flying to the ball.
Yeah, it looked like Catellis and Dylan Chase, two of the Chieftains in there to make the stop as the final few seconds tick down in quarter number one here from Swinehart Field. 7-7 our score. Hall looking to pass, has a man, and it's caught. And he'll finally go down across the 50. And they'll mark him down around the Chieftain 45-yard line. A big first down through the air.
That is the end
by Luke
of the
Hall,
first
and that
quarter.
will take us to the end of quarter number one. So, Michael, your thoughts on that opening quarter of play?
A lot of good things on both sides. Obviously, when you have a game that's 7-7, both teams have some incredible positives. You know, this Anchor Bay team, despite the fact that Utica was able to string together that drive at the end, man, they played great on defense so far. They have done what they set out to do, which is keep things in front of them, cause pressure, and just have the Utica offense operate a little uneasy. They've done that, and you know, with the game 7-7, they have the ball. They're in a good chance to continue to control this game if they can keep up that effort on the defensive end. I'm interested to see what they're going to bring on the offensive end, but the key here has been that the Utica defense has struggled on their very short stint, but the Anchor Bay defense has done what they set out to do.
And for Luke Hall on that pass completion that took us to the end of the first quarter here from Swinehart Field, came in averaging 19 yards per pass completion, had 20 on that play there. So it'll be first down and 10, ball at the Chieftain 45-yard line as we begin quarter number two. On the run up the middle, not a ton of room. The Chieftain defensive line again doing its job as he stopped for a gain of, looks like 2 on first down.
Yeah, after that first run, Terenziak is not getting a lot of room to work with. Seems like on that first run where he broke it long, there was just a missed defensive opportunity. Someone didn't fill the gap they were supposed to, and he took advantage. But since that, Utica defense has cleaned it up. They've been plugging those holes, and they've had a lot better of a showing since that initial 38-yard run to the end zone.
So on second down, Hall from the shotgun. They'll go handoff again, this time to the right. Bouncing off a couple tackles, makes his way to the sideline and out of bounds. And we have a penalty flag on the far side. And this, more than likely, Michael, is going to be for a late hit out of bounds.
Yeah, the Anchor Bay student section is pretty happy with that flag, so I'm assuming that's what we're going to be seeing here.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, 15 yards from the end of the run. The result of the play is a first down.
So they get the first down on second down and 8, and now you're going to add 15 yards to the end of that. So the ball now spotted at the 23-yard line. Just about a minute gone by here in the second quarter. All tied at 7. Handoff again. Breaks it out across the 15, and he will score. Touchdown Tars.
Now that one, Charonziak with the second of the game. This one, good job by him to break it to the outside, follow his blockers. An incredible job by that offensive line to give him a pathway. You're going to see it here. 74 pulling, sets the edge. Charonziak hits the hole, sheds a guy. And he took care of the rest there in the open space. 2 scores on the day. 2 drives, 2 scores for this guy.
And fighting their way in for a 2-point conversion, but there's a flag down. And for Trenziak, touchdowns number 3 and 4 on the year here this evening. The senior running back.
Assisting the runner on the offense.
So we didn't get all of what that penalty call was, but it goes against the Tars for helping the runner find his way into the end zone.
Yeah, it looked like a botched snap that the holder then tried to run through to the end zone, and someone, I guess, was giving him a little boost, a little push of encouragement, but can't do that.
So the extra point this time is up and off the post. No good. So following the missed extra point, our score reads the Anchor Bay Tars 13 and Utica Chieftains 7. As we get another look at that botched extra point.
Looked like actually a design play, maybe. And yeah, 56 comes in here at the end and just starts pushing. He gets the job done, but definitely going to draw the flag from the ref right there.
Well, the holder.
Big swing right there for this game to.
Well, the holder was the backup quarterback, Brandon Basuttle, and the snap did go high on him, so maybe just trying to make something happen there, but.
Could be, yeah.
In any case, the extra point ended up being no good, so our score is the Tars 13, Chieftains 7. Tars getting ready to kick off. Chieftains, if they can put this ball in the end zone, can have a chance to take a 1-point lead.
Yeah, that's a big play for Utica. You love to see it if you're the Chieftains. Mistake ends up going their way, but you know the penalty saves you right there. And now all you need to do is hit an extra point after a touchdown to put yourself in the driver's seat.
Back deep for the Chieftains, Jason Azar and Dylan Chase. A short kick fielded by the Chieftains. Some contact right before the 40-yard line. And that was a big hit down there on the field as both players basically ran into a brick wall there.
Yeah, Darius Wright of Anchor Bay is going to feel that one in the morning. He took that shoulder right to the chest and stood him up. Good tackling.
And that looked like Julian Kilberg, the returner for the Chieftains. So 1st and 10, ball spot at the 39-yard line. Chieftains down 6, Welch in the shotgun. They'll go back to the ground with Azar, left side. Still on his feet as he crosses the 45, right around that 1st down yard line. The line to gain was the 49. And we'll have to see where they spot this football. Looks like they'll give him the 48, so he's about a yard short. That'll bring up 2nd and short.
I love the way he's able to bounce out to the side like this, create more space, keep going. Big hit up here coming, boom, from Deshaun Chenette Jr. too. Stop him in his tracks. Good gain though by Azar. Doing what he does best, taking that ball to the outside.
Chieftains 3 receivers bunched up to the bottom. They go handoff to that side with Azar, powering his way across midfield down to the 46-yard line. And one thing, Michael, that really stands out to me about these Chieftain running backs, all three of them really, we talk about their athleticism and their speed, and for Azar as well, his just physical way that he runs, but their vision as well is something that really stands out to me, and we saw it on that previous run by Jason Azar.
Yeah, these guys always keep their eyes downfield, looking for potential to break something even bigger. They stay calm, they stay poised, they're patient when they run, they look for their spots, and they hit them when they can. Amazing ball carrier vision on all three for some high school athletes for sure.
Chieftains to the line, ball at the 46. They go handoff again for Azar. He's going to bounce it to the outside, now gets vertical to the 40, and inside the 40 down to around the 37-yard line. So another good run by Jason Azar on 1st and 10.
Yeah, and if you can keep getting 6 to 8 yards every play on these runs, you're going to do it. And good job on Utica by sticking to it.
Offense, 10-yard spot foul, 1st down.
But that is not going to help. Another holding on the offensive line.
So that'll back the Chieftains up all the way back to their side of the field.
Yeah, that's a killer. When you get 8 yards at a 1st down run, but then you get some holding, it kills the momentum, and unless you can get some yards back quickly, it could put you in a very tough spot.
Well, Jaden Slaughter will spell Jason Azar here on 1st and 19. Chieftains have to get it to the Tars 36-yard line for a 1st down. Slaughter split left. They'll bring a man in motion. They'll play action into the slot. Had his man and dropped out there by Zach Perozic.
Yeah, that was a good slant route right there, but unfortunately could not keep the ball in his possession and turn upfield. I think he was thinking a little bit too much about what was going to happen after the catch, not enough about actually catching the ball.
Must leave the game for one play for taking off his helmet.
The Tars, one of their players will have to come out for a play, as you may have heard there at home. His helmet came off, or he took it off on his own. But following the drop by Perozic, it's 2nd and 19, 8:37 to go here, 1st half.
If I'm Matt Maruli, I'm going to use that slant play as many times as I can until they start stopping it, because it seems that Perozic and Flowers,
Utica, their first timeout of the 1st half.
That slant route has been open almost all the time.
So 8:37 to go, 1st half, 13-7, Tars with the lead, but they missed the extra point just a few moments ago. Chieftains 2nd down and 19, looking to get a touchdown back on the board. And so far showing a really nice balance between the run and the pass, but obviously, as we've seen on a couple of occasions here in half number 1, the holding penalties really holding down their run game so far.
Yeah, you could say it's holding them back. Excuse the pun for you at home, but those holding calls are huge, because it not only brings you back, but it also erases that progress you made, and it can really deflate your offense and be a real mood killer too. That's something that you don't think about as much, but it can really affect your offense to get that out of rhythm like that. But luckily for the Utica Chieftains, quarterback Darren Welch is capable of taking a couple deep shots and connecting. So you still feel good about it when you have a quarterback that can hit on the deep ball, and he has been hitting on some nice passes today. I haven't seen too many errant passes from Welch.
Well, we'll see what they drew up out of the timeout. 2nd and 19, Welch to roll to his left. Now throw back right, has Dylan Chase on a screen, has a couple blockers in front of him across the 50, and he's going to be stacked up there around the 49-yard line.
I think we're going to be seeing another holding call on Utica. And that is not what you want to see.
Offense, 10-yard spot foul, 2nd down.
Screenplay is always tough to execute. And you're going to see, yep, look like a little bit of holding, a little bit of block in the back by number 78 there, Shubash Adusamili, who was right in the view of the referee where he was too, so.
And taking a look down as the flag came out at the Chieftain sideline, head coach Matt Maruli had his palms facing up as he couldn't believe that call. But in any case, it'll bring up second down and 24 now. Ball spotted at the Chieftain 40. Still have to get it to the 46-yard line as they go run. Not a lot of room there. Maybe got 2 on the run.
That was a big play for the Ankeny Bay defense. That play was just called to get some yardage, and they made sure they got almost none. They just wanted to get some yardage to set up 3rd and 4th down a little bit better, but that defense stood tall and is making this even more difficult on 3rd and 4th down to get this very long first down. 3rd and 22. It's quite a ways.
Chieftain offense has to get to the Tars 46, excuse me, that's the original line of scrimmage. They have to get it to the 36-yard line for a first down.
If I'm Coach Matt Naruli, I'm running a fake bubble screen with Flowers and sending Perozek deep on a streak. See if they can stop it.
Yeah, we haven't seen them take a real deep shot since the first possession where it was just broken up at the last second. It looks like they will try to go deep this time. They'll go sideline for Malone, and that's dropped at midfield out of bounds. He would have been well short of the line to gain even had he brought it in, so it'll be 4th down and 22, and the Chieftains will look to punt.
Yeah, it looked like they were just going to send Flowers and Perozek a little deep and try to hit the flat and use them as blockers later on in the play. But pass was a little high, couldn't come down with it, and it stops them right in their tracks, forces them to punt instead of maybe giving them a manageable 4th down where they could attempt to go for it. But a little too far to go for it at this point.
A couple deep men for the Tars, back around their 30-yard line. The snap, the kicks away. As it lands around that 30-yard line, get it upfield, past that first down line to gain at the 36, around the 40. Looks like they'll give him the 42-yard line on the return.
It's a little bit of a generous spot, but
so the Tars up by 6, 13-7, 6:41 to go here in the first half from Swinehart Field. They'll send their offense back out. And Bryce Trenziak has had himself a first half, 2 touchdowns here in the first half. Went 38 yards for a touchdown on their first play of the game.
Here he is again. It's been pretty boomer bust today for Trenziak. He's had a couple of 2-yard carries and a couple of 20-plus ones that have gone for scores. Do you have him on your fantasy team?
I do not, but if he were playing on Sundays, he would, at least tonight, be a safe bet to go with.
Yeah, good job by the defense here. Defensive backs crash in. Make sure he cannot break it to the outside for any more yards. Setting up a 2nd and 7.
Just about midway through this second quarter of play, Tars come to the line. Hall will line up under center. Hall does have the ability to throw it in this offense. Doesn't look like they're all that concerned with having him do so as they go handoff again on 2nd and 7.
Seems like they're content with just controlling the clock and trying to make things happen in the run game, which you totally understand as a team that's 3-1. This win is very important to them, and they just want to make sure that they can secure it.
Ty Shornack, the junior running back, the last ball carrier there. Comes in averaging just under 4 yards per carry on the year. Also has a touchdown to his credit. So 3rd down and 4 for the Tars.
And I think that the defense is very much expecting to run this ball. I mean, especially with the formation you're coming out in. But a pass might serve you well here. Could catch him off guard and go big because
they go handoff. And he's maybe going to get a yard there on 3rd down and 4. They will spot him a yard, but that'll bring up 4th down and 3 on the 1-yard gain. And this will be interesting to see what the decision is. Looks like they'll bring out the punt team, but when you're right around midfield like that and you have the ability to run the ball with a guy like Bryce Taranziak, maybe decide to go for it, but looks like Mike Giannone will not do so here as they line up to punt. And it looks like Jason Azar back deep to receive. Good snap, kicks away. Azar tracking back for it. Lost the handle around his 20-yard line, able to pick it up. Now get up the field, makes a couple men miss. He's to the 30, he's down the sideline, 1 man to beat. And he's tackled there as the ball comes out around the 50-yard line. The Tars say they have it.
Wow.
But the Chieftains, a sigh of relief as they come away with it around the 49-yard line with 3:58 to go in the half.
What a roller coaster of emotions here for the crowd. Scooping that ball off the ground, cutting it back, finding some lanes, and at the very end, you're going to see here, as he tries to truck him, ball comes out. Luckily for Utica, though, had a guy right there to fall on it, and they actually gained a couple yards on that fumble. So good bounce there for the Utica Chieftains as they look to either tie or take the lead on this drive. 4 minutes remaining.
Chieftains with 2 timeouts to go here in the first half. Both teams playing out the last 3:58 with 2 timeouts in the half. Chieftains come to the line, that ball spotted right at midfield. Welch in the shotgun. They'll go reverse with Slaughter. Couple Tars in pursuit, able to get it across the line of scrimmage and fall forward for a gain of about 2 on the run.
That play looked like it could have busted a little bit bigger, but you're going to see here, number 49 coming in. Troy Lushka putting some pressure on, forcing him to cut back a little bit more and disrupting his path. And his defensive backs took care of the rest after he pushed Slaughter off his spot. It's all about disruption for this Anchor Bay defense. All about showing different things, confusion, just making this offense uncomfortable. So far, they've done that. But let's see if they can continue on this pivotal drive to end the half.
So 2nd down and 8 following the run by Slaughter. They'll swing it out to Boyd. He gets up and tackled around the 45-yard line. So gain of a couple there on 2nd down.
A good little screen there to gain some yards. Always a safe bet. Keep everything safe and simple.
Welch did well there to pump fake on the throw. Saw the defender go up in the air. So gave a quick little pump, waited for him to come back down.
Yeah, he's got great instincts in the pocket, whether it's his footwork, getting rid of the ball, or pump fakes like that.
On 3rd and 5, they go run up the middle. Made a couple men miss. They'll get up about a yard short of the line to gain. Had to get it to the 40. Looks like they'll give him the 39, or excuse me, the 41. Going the wrong way here.
Yeah, good tackle. You're going to see right here to prevent this. He was spinning forward, but man, what a tackle right there to stop it.
And on 4th and 1, the Chieftain offense got up to the line quick. As Welch snapped the ball, he'll push his way forward for the first down. Now got to the 39-yard line.
Yeah, so far it's been an impressive showing for these Anchor Bay linebackers. That was a key group that Coach Giannone stressed before the game. He said our linebackers have to play extremely well because not only do they need to get to their pass drops and stay set, they need to watch the running backs as well.
Welch to throw, goes short underneath the Azar, and he's dropped right there where he caught it. Got about a yard there on first down as we're inside 90 seconds to play in the first half from Swinehart Field, and we got a timeout on the field. It will be the Chiefs
timeout Utica,
with the timeout.
Their 2nd of the half.
So they'll have 1 remaining with 1:24 to go in half number 1. We get a look at the replay there. And a great effort by Darius Wright in pursuit. Didn't let Azar get away.
Yeah, Darius Wright's been playing pretty well on that outside. Great tackling. And really great tackling by the entire Anchor Bay team I've seen throughout this. It's so easy to miss those tackles on Azar and Chase and Slaughter as well even. But they have been able to, when they get their arms around them, they bring them down. They do not let them escape. And that's a huge thing when you're playing people who are that explosive and that dynamic of offensive creators.
Alongside my broadcast partner, Michael Pierce, I'm Stephen McDonald on Shelby TV. Utica Chieftains hosting the Anchor Bay Tars. Tars with the 13-7 lead. Here, a minute 24 to go in the first half. Chieftains with 1 timeout remaining here in the first half, as they'll have 2nd down and 9 out of the timeout.
Myself and this crowd, I think, would really enjoy a deep shot right now. Looking at a cover 2 defense, might want to attack over the middle.
Welch drops back, looking right. He'll throw one into coverage and nearly picked off.
Looks like they were trying to take that deep shot, but quarterback and receiver not on the same page at all.
Just didn't really see, it looks like the safety coming from his deep position around that 30-yard line. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 9 as we take another look at the throw.
Looked like had he led him a little bit more downfield, Tommy Boyd, he could have just led Tommy a little bit more, might have broke for 6, but I think the defender read Welch's eyes, looked where he wanted to go with that, and almost made an interception.
Darius Wright, number 6 in white, was one of the men in coverage on Boyd there. So 3rd down and 9, 1:19 to go in the half. Welch in the shotgun. Looks like he has Azar to his right. He'll roll right. Now looking sideline. Has a man in just out of the outstretched arm. Looks like he wanted Malone there. So that'll bring up 4th down and 9.
It's really tough to put that ball right where it needs to be when you're on the run, moving, and he just put it a little bit too high. Would have been a good 1st down completion had he been able to hold on to that, but it's all about timing and it's all about putting it in the right spot, and it's not easy. You saw it there.
So with 1:13 to go in the half, Chieftains down 6, 4th and 9, ball at the 38. They'll keep the offense on the field here.
You gotta go for it here. You know, if you turn the ball over, your defense is still in good position, but I mean, you want to score now.
Welch steps in, calls the snap. He'll drop back looking middle, has a man. It's deflected and falls harmlessly to the turf, but on 4th down, that'll give the ball back to the Anchor Bay Tars with 1:07 and 2 timeouts remaining in the half.
What a drive there by Darius Wright, all over the field making plays. You're going to see it here. Good job to break the pass up, deflect it, and prevent a 1st down. Darius Wright with a great drive on defense. In the run support, in the passing game, he's got the right stuff.
Wright, one of the leading tacklers coming into play here tonight for the
sideline
Tars.
Warning on the defense.
Okay, got a warning to what looks to be the Utica sideline.
So on 1st and 10, ball at the 38, Hall will pull it down on the draw, gets all the way to the 49-yard line before he's brought down there, and that'll be good enough for a Tars 1st down.
Smart play call there, caught him off guard. Hall does a good job selling it, fakes, controls that ball, follows some blockers, and even picks up an extra yard with that stretch out, so good vision there.
Hall to pass, got hit as he throws, and that's going to fall incomplete. Looking down this far sideline, but just couldn't get enough on it as he was hit as he let it go. So that'll be 2nd down and 10, 42 seconds to go from Swinehart Field in half number 1.
About to get hit, he knows it. He figured he'd just throw it up there, and if it falls incomplete, at least stops the clock. And now they got 42 seconds with 50 yards to go. We'll see if they go back to the air at all.
So on second down from midfield, Hall back under center. He'll look to throw again, rolling to his right. Has a man coming back for it, and it falls again incomplete. Would have had first down yardage had he been able to bring it in.
Yeah, on the run there, underthrew him a bit. It seems that when they pass, Anchor Bay loves these rollouts, trying to just isolate the read, make it simple, keep it in front of him. Not to be this time.
So that'll bring up a third down and 10 situation, 36 seconds left in the half. Tars with 2 timeouts remaining, Chieftains with just 1.
I would not be surprised if the Anchor Bay Tars just run this clock out and take their victory into the half.
They'll bring a man in motion. Hall drops back out of the shotgun, looking middle, has a man, it's caught, first down, and he's brought down immediately to the 36-yard line, and a flag comes in late.
Are they gonna?
The receiver came off the ground, Ben Hansen.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 10. That is number 10's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of today's game. First down was reached. It will be first down Anchor Bay.
Seems like they're going to get him for holding the ball out at the line where he was tackled. I'm not sure exactly how unsportsmanlike. Maybe he was stepping over the defender too. He did that. So.
Well, it looked like on the replay, we saw a look at the replay there. It looked like as he was coming off the ground, got his hand in the face mask of the Chieftain defender, and his helmet ended up coming off. So that may be what they got him
Anchor
for.
Bay.
But
Their
a
second
timeout
of the
on
half.
the field following the penalty by the Tars with 29.9 seconds to go. 13-7. Tars have the lead.
That makes a lot more sense to me than just the celebrating.
And we'll get one more look at it. The ball after the penalty is spotted at the Tars' 49-yard line, but it'll be first and 10 as the penalty happened after the play was over.
Yeah, you know, I understand a little bit what they're getting at with that call, but it seems like the helmet was off before anything unsportsmanlike happened, and they were just getting him for stepping up and over the defender and holding the ball out in somewhat of celebration. You know, I don't think that's that unsportsmanlike, but, you know, I'm not the referee.
Well, following all that, it's first and 10, ball at the Tars 49. About 30 seconds left in the first half. Hall rolling right, throws, has a man caught, and out of bounds around where Hansen caught his first down pass, around the 35-yard line of the Chieftains.
Definitely a missed assignment by this Chieftain defense. This 21, Dane Kenninger, was running wide open and was able to just get out of bounds effortlessly.
Say he stepped out a few yards short of that 35-yard line. Give him the 37 with 23 ticks of the clock left. Now both student sections seem to be getting into it a little bit.
And this is what we've missed the last year and a half, this kind of stuff. Getting after each other.
Hall with time, gonna take a deep shot to the end zone, has a man, caught, touchdown, Tars. Luke Zierich on the receiving end.
Luke Zierich had 101 receiving yards last week on 3 catches, a deep threat, and you see it right here. Luke Hall's got time, he steps up, hits him right in stride for the touchdown.
Yeah, Flowers just couldn't keep stride with him all the way to the end zone. And that's a big play, a 37-yard touchdown completion. They also had the 38-yard
Anchor Bay,
touchdown
their
run.
third and final of the half.
And a timeout on the field called by the Tars, their final of the half, as you heard there. 19-7 our score. The Tars in front here from Swinehart Field.
Yeah, what a play to end the half. That's a big momentum boost for a team that also gets the ball back at halftime. Now you're in a position where if you can get a 2-point conversion, you're up by 14 points, and you've been moving the ball great in both aspects of the game. You've had a couple great running plays, good blocking from your offensive line, and then you just saw there, when you give Luke Hall some time and you give him a deep threat to work with, he can hit him. And a 6'4", 180-pound receiving threat in Luke Zurek becomes the quarterback's best friend out there.
And the offensive line did its job in front of Luke Hall, giving him all sorts of time to throw that football in the Chieftains secondary. They can't cover all day, Michael.
No, I mean, you know, like you said, Flowers was doing his best to stick with him, and he stuck with him for most of that route until the very end, which was the most consequential part of the route. But, you know, yeah, great blocking by the offensive line to give him the time to see those routes develop downfield.
So the Tars will go for 2, as you mentioned, make this a 14-point game if they're successful. Hall in the shotgun, and we have a whistle before the snap.
Good timeout by Utica to see what Anchor Bay is going to come out with, and then potentially adjust your defense in this huddle before they really go for that 2-point conversion.
Here you go, Mike. They can relocate it if they want.
So as you said, to begin the second half, the Tars will have it at least up by 12.
Yep, at the very least, a 2-touchdown lead, and your defense has been holding them pretty well. For a team that has very gifted offensive players, they've been able to stay in front of them and limit them and throw them off their game a little bit. So if you're Anchor Bay's head coach, Mike Giannone, you are thrilled with where your team's at heading into halftime, no matter if you get this 2-point conversion or not.
So as the Tars make their way back out on the field for this 2-point try, Hall will line up under center. Both teams out of timeouts. So we'll play out these final few seconds of the half. And stacked up at the line for a loss, the Chieftain defense comes up and stuffs Bryce Tronziak, and that keeps it a 12-point game with 15.2 seconds to go here in the first half.
Interesting decision here. They came out before the Utica timeout in the shotgun. After the timeout, they come back in a strong set and just run the ball. Interested to see the thought process behind that.
And again, taking a quick look down as that ball was being snapped at, head coach Matt Maruli was jumping up and down, shouting something to his defense, but whatever it was, they were all over it on that play.
Yep, big stop by the defense there because, you know, even though 12 and 14 points, still 2-score leads no matter what, you want those extra 2 points if you're Utica because it's a big difference between extra points winning you the game and 2-point conversions winning you the game. Things get tough when you get down that 2-yard line and you're looking for a short 2-point conversion. You want to avoid being in that position as much as possible. So offense will be thanking their defense later on when they look to mount this comeback.
So Azar and Chase, the deep men for the Chieftains. They'll push this ball on the ground. Picked up around the 30. Gets to around the 35 and finally brought down out of bounds with 9.3 to go in the half. And with no timeouts to play with, I'm assuming here, Michael, that the Chieftains will just hand this ball off and take it to the locker room.
Yeah, you'd assume so. But at the same time, you've got some pretty decent offensive weapons who you could send down the field. I don't think they will. It's a little risky, but.
Yeah, they've got a couple big receivers, both of which are going to split out to the top of the formation, Perozic and Flowers. Welch does have the ability to throw the ball deep, has a couple touchdowns of 30 and 40 plus this year. Instead, they'll go handoff up the middle to looks like Slaughter, and he's brought down at the line of scrimmage, and that will do it for half number one here from Swine Hartfield. We'll take it to the locker room. 19-7 Anchor Bay Tars in front of the Utica Chieftains. And Michael, as we get ready to send it to the half, the Utica Chieftain band and dance team will perform here at Swine Hartfield. Your thoughts from the first 24 minutes of play?
It's been all Anchor Bay today. You know, Utica has some great offensive weapons. Jason Azar, Dylan Chase, Jaden Slaughter, but man, this defense has stayed disciplined and they're dominating this game. Look for that defense to continue filling those gaps and playing the way they want to play moving forward.
For Michael Pierce, I'm Stephen McDonald, and we'll see you for the second half.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Be great.
Participate.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
Drum makers, is your band ready? Washington crossing the Delaware, Neil Armstrong, Giant Leap, and of course, Steve Perry. These are all great journeys in history, and it's Disney World is celebrating its 50th anniversary of the Chief We have quite a few here, so let's get started. Mary Morris, Christina Buck, Jenna Berman, Mary Catoni, Logan Neal, Nathan Eichman, Sean Alexicon, Jackson Everhart, Eugene Germansky, Joey Gress, Ava Haystown, Grant Harrison, Calvin Hasenow, Kinsey Heersma, Aaron John, Megan Hamias, Macy Kedrick, Megan Kashubski, Elizabeth Gozin, Alina Kushneris, Donnie Larson, Andy Laseski, Samantha Lasea, Anna Lesner, Elizabeth Manuzak, Evan Martin, Isabel Martin, Shelby Mahalski, Sophia Wynn, Brendan O'Hara, B-Fan, Olivia Pinto, Sophia Ricciuti, Bryce Rowland, Bradley Suggs, Julie Seiler, Caitlin Tuttle, not here tonight, Anish Birdie, and Andy Walter. And Miss Eva Troyanovich. All right. So, I love you, seniors. As you guys may notice, I got out of breath there with that big long list. 42 out of our 106 band members are seniors, so make sure you get out there and promote bands so we can get you good at the Chieftains in the future. Like the characters, animated big cars, our journey hits the open road and the game gets their kicks on Route 66. Actually, the contractor cars is Disney's second highest grossing of all time. On it, award-winning pump artist Rascal Flatts performs the next song. Now the drumline rev their engine, Chieftains share their version of Life at the Highway. for a trombone solo by Isabel Martin, trumpet solo by singer Andy Lacessi, and vocal features by singer Eva Corral and Olivia Pinto, as well as a visit from Nikki himself with Walt Disney saying, "You can dream it, you can do it." Always remember, this whole thing started with a novel. The band wrapped up their journey with How Far I'll Go. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2021 Utica High School Season Marching Band. Give it up one more time for UHSCB 2021. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Utica varsity dance team is sponsoring a whole mess of orange shirts out there tonight. Future chieftains and community dancers from all over the area. And it's going to be here and this is what they do.
Utica varsity dancing, great job, ladies. Congratulations. Again, football fans, I say, Eagles have only one game, 2 weeks from tonight, be homecoming. It's 1-0 right back here playing our field. See great weather we've got here today. Good wind, stars in the skies and stars in the field. So come on back and see us in 2 weeks from homecoming.
Welcome back on Shelby TV. We're at the half, just moments away from the start of half number 2 here from Swinehart Field between the Utica Chieftains and Anchor Bay Tars. The Tars up 19-7 here, and alongside my broadcast partner, Michael Pierce, I'm Stephen McDowell. Michael, your thoughts from that first half?
Steve, it was all Anchor Bay all day. Man, they dominated defensively. You know, it wasn't flashy. It wasn't entirely, you know, there was no turnovers, anything like that. But, man, they just played great football, and they did great on the ground game on offense. You see here, Trosniak with his first touchdown of the day. He would have 2. Utica, great in the slant game. Attacked on this rollout, too. Perozek getting involved early in the passing game. But it was Azar who scored the first touchdown for Utica to tie the game up at 7-7. Right before Perozek came right back, got his second score of the day. Then later, we see Luke Hall unwinding, dropping that ball right in the hands of Luke Zurich for the touchdown. That put our game at 19-7. And now we sit with Utica down 12 on their home field, but Anchor Bay will get the ball back first. So, Steve, what do you think this Utica defense needs to do to get the ball back?
Well, first they need to contain Tronziak. I mean, you mentioned it there as we saw those first half highlights. Touchdowns 3 and 4 on the year for Bryce Tronziak, the senior running back this season. Also that deep touchdown to Luke Zurich from Luke Hall. The lone touchdown, as we saw, coming from the Chieftains from Jason Azar. The biggest thing they need to do here this first defensive possession is just get the stop, get the ball back to their offense. Hopefully, if you're really lucky, if you're the Chieftains, maybe get some good field position to start that drive, as we saw that first possession for the Tars started from plus territory at the Utica 38-yard line. Just give their offense a little bit of something to work with. We've seen them take a few shots, have the Chieftains deep down the field, haven't necessarily had the consistency that we've seen from them there in past weeks. So that's something that I want to see them do here in half number 2. Open it up a little bit more down the field in the passing game. But as we get set to kick this one off for the second half, a couple men deep for the Tars, and they'll go onside short and fielded there pretty easily on the ground. Ryan Sakota fielding it for the Tars.
Trying to catch him off guard there, didn't work. Kicked it right to him. He was able to hold on to it. But I like the aggressiveness, and that's what Utica's going to have to do, I feel like, to get back in this game, is play a little bit more aggressively. I think there haven't been enough deep shots really in the first half that we saw. I think maybe some more creative route running downfield could help open up some deeper passes and maybe get some points back in a big swing.
And we saw a few weeks ago against Lakeview, the opening kickoff by the Chieftains was a chip shot down the near sideline, didn't go in their favor, as we see a run by the Tars here on first down, able to break free of a tackle, first down and more to the 35. And finally stacked up there, but keeping his feet moving. And finally the whistle blows, but a big first down to start the second half by the Tars.
Yeah, that was big Liam Carey, who we saw on defense in the first half at linebacker, playing pretty well. 2'10", 6'1". And on the carry there, he uses that size to get to the outside and just keep his feet moving, picking up those extra yards. Yeah. Rocking number 36 like the bus, looking like a bus in his own right.
Carey came in averaging 6.6 yards per carry. Got that and then some on first down. They'll go back to the ground up the middle, breaking a couple more tackles, got around that first down line again. And that was Liam Carey, back-to-back runs for Carey. They'll mark him just short of the first down line, 2nd and 1 from the 26.
Anchor Bay coming out of the gates, running the ball. Power run, just looking to pick up yards and move, and they're doing just that.
On 2nd and 1, they go handoff again, able to break free and down to around the 15-yard line. They'll mark him at the 16. Ben Hansen on the run. That little misdirection even had me fooled up here in the booth.
That's how you know it's good. Hansen finding some holes. Might almost got a face mask there, but he keeps moving. Hansen had a couple carries last week. I believe it was 5 for 36 on the ground.
They'll go run again. Get it down to around the 10-yard line. They'll give him the spot there. So it'll be 2nd down and 4, ball spotted at the 10. Over 2 minutes gone by here in the third quarter.
Yeah, what a start for Anchor Bay. You know, you get the ball at a good spot around midfield, and you just rip off some good runs to start off. That's exactly what you're looking for. I mean, Utica really needs to stand up and stop this if they want to get back in this game, because they're just taking everything that the defense is giving them, and it's working.
And the decision to go onside to start the second half proving a little costly for the Chieftain defense here, turning it upfield and carrying his man into the end zone for the touchdown.
Dane Kenninger, the 5'8", 145 back on the carry, weaving his way through the defense for 6. And now Anchor Bay has got to decide if they're going to kick this extra point, go for 2 here to make it a 20-point lead. Looks like it's hard to tell. Looks like they can't decide.
Yeah, they started running some guys on. Thought maybe we want to think about this one a little bit more, but they will in fact go ahead and kick the extra point. Basuttle, the holder, had one sail up high on him in the first half, but that kick up and good. So our score is the Tars 26, the Chieftains 7. And Michael, that kick, as I said, kind of came back to bite the Chieftains in a way, because it gave the Tars excellent starting field position at their own 45.
Yeah, I mean, you execute that kick not thinking you're going to give up a big 20-plus yard run on the first carry, but that's exactly what they did. It just so happened that it bit them in the butt there. But, I mean, you have to be aggressive, and you have to try to get the ball back when the Anchor Bay offense has been moving pretty effectively on you. I do like the call. It's just you really got to shore up on the defensive side if you don't want to have that come back to haunt you, because you are sacrificing a lot of field position. Defense really needs to stand up. They've had a tough time today not letting plays break bigger than they should be.
So the Chieftains find themselves down 19 here in the third quarter, 9:18 to go in the third, as they'll get their first possession of the second half here in just a moment. As always, Azar and Chase, the deep men, to return this kick.
Haven't seen a lot from Chase today. He's got a couple carries, but I'd like to see him get a little more involved.
And he will here on the return. Gets it up to the 25 and driven back there. Stays on his feet and able to get some of that yardage back.
Should be a penalty here. No. All right. Thought I saw a little bit of a late hit on the kicking team, but man, what a job by Chase. He is, I wanted him to get involved because he is very strong runner. You're gonna see here. Contact does nothing to him. Keeps his feet moving, heads to the outside, looks for the open space. And that's the kind of guy you want to give the ball to when you need to fight back into this game. A guy who's gonna fight on every single possession.
So the Chieftains come to the line, 1st and 10, ball at the 29. Down a couple scores here from Swinehart Field. Welch in the shotgun has 3 receivers to the top. He'll look that way, throws the slant, got it complete. First down and then some to the 45-yard line.
Anthony Flowers there with the nice catch, getting the chains moving on first down. Right in the middle of the defense. Welch puts it right on him, and he takes care of the rest. Good job right there to get this ball moving, get some momentum, because you need it badly right now. You're starved for momentum.
And again, going back to that slant, as you talked about, was what was working for them in the first half. This time they'll go the other way, looking to take a deep shot. Perozic was in the vicinity, but not anywhere really towards the direction that he was running.
Yeah, I think Welch was feeling the pressure, just wanted to get the ball out of his hands there, and maybe thinking if he threw it in that direction, he could draw some sort of defensive penalty. But way too high for anybody to catch. Not going to draw anything with that.
So that brings up 2nd down.
And interestingly enough, that is what Coach Mike Giannoni talked about before the game, is that, you know, in high school football, the quarterback's only got 1 read, maybe 2, and it's all about the O-line. And I think on that play, he showed it right there. Once his 1st and 2nd reads were taken away, he didn't know what to do with the ball, just threw it away.
Chieftains again showing 3 to the top of the formation. Ball bobbled and dropped. Looks like they wanted Flowers on the other end of it.
Welch placed the ball a little bit too low for Flowers, had to reach down a little to his side, so put him in a tougher spot. Couldn't really corral it. Here you see it again. Tough spot, but also hits you right in the hands. You got to pull that one in. Same exact play that we saw first play of this drive. I mean, that action has been working for them all day long.
Well, the Chieftains have converted a couple third down and long situations in the first half. We'll see if they can pick this one up. 3rd and 10. Welch to the right, has a man and through his hands and incomplete along that far sideline. So 4th down upcoming, and they'll send out the punt team.
It's been a tough day for Welch. It's about the 2nd or 3rd time that he's just placed the ball a little too high, just out of his receiver's reach. That time, I think he waited a half second too late, put the ball a little bit too high, and it just smacked off his receiver's hands on the sideline. Tough place to catch the ball, and even tougher when it's a little bit out of your reach.
So the Chieftains to punt. A couple men back deep for the Tars. The kick's away, and it's a good one. Waving for the fair catch and making it around the 21-yard line.
Now let's see if that Utica defense can put together a stop here.
That was Ty Shorneck on the receiving end of the kick.
It's really going to be about staying disciplined here, keeping everything in front of you, controlling the action, staying to your gap assignments, playing your game, doing what the coaches tell you to do in practice, and just stop the run. That's what they're going to want to do. If you can stop the run, you'll maybe be able to get a stop and get some momentum back for your offense.
Hall hands off. Had him in the backfield, able to break away, but finally brought down after a loss of about 1.
That is the hardest negative 1 yard he will ever earn in his high school career. He is 10 yards back in the middle of that play after escaping that first tackle and somehow is able to almost get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Shornick with the carry. A Chieftain defender had him in his grasp there, as you see the replay, just wasn't able to bring him down. So it'll be 2nd down and 11.
He could not bring him down, but very good pressure, something you have not seen too much tonight. Keep that up. Matt Neruli definitely wants to. You can see him screaming on the sidelines.
Hall takes the direct snap. He'll get it over the line of scrimmage and gains a couple on the 2nd down run. They'll give him 3rd and 5, ball on the 26. So he has to get it to the 31-yard line for a new set of downs. Chieftain defense looking to get off the field, send their offense back out, down a couple scores here. We'll see what the Tars draw up on 3rd and 5.
They're in a good spot. It could be anything here.
Hall goes handoff and met at the line of scrimmage on the end around. Great pursuit. Looks like Zach Perozic was able to bring him down.
Huge, huge tackle there. Definitely going to force a punt here. Hansen hitting the outside. But yeah, amazing effort by Perozic.
And even if Hansen was able to evade Perozic, it looked like Dylan Chase was coming downhill in pursuit, so maybe he wouldn't have gotten the first down even had he, as the snap goes over his head. And now he just has to try and make something out of nothing here, and he's dropped inside the 10-yard line around the 5, and that was disastrous for the Tars.
Wow, and that's what I was saying. That defense, you just need to get one stop one stop and you can get back in this game. They got it. They made the offense uncomfortable, and you see here, bad snap. Hunter doesn't know what to do with it. Probably should have kicked it here. A little Aussie kick like you see in college sometimes, but just had to react to it and was brought down by a swarm of Chieftain defenders at the 7-yard line. Huge sequence here for Utica. Big momentum shifter for both sides.
Yeah, Sean Stout, the 6'1" kicker, just saw it sail over his head. Chieftains with it at the 7. They'll go handoff Azar. He's met right there and dropped.
Liam Carey has been affecting this game on the defensive end. He has been the quarterback of that defense. He's been in there almost every single play, wrapping somebody up, causing some disruption, putting pressure on somebody.
And we said it, Michael, in the first half, in regards to Liam Carey, 36 and white, the senior, led their team in tackles coming into play tonight. Also had 3 interceptions on the year. That also leads their defense. The Chieftains have to know where he is on the field at all times, and that goes for offense too, as we've seen him carry the ball quite a bit as of late.
Absolutely. 6'1" translates to both sides of the ball.
So 2nd down and goal. They say he lost a yard back to the 8. They'll go to Azar again, pushing his way forward. Not a ton of room there as he gets, looks like they'll give him 1 on the run. So back to the 7-yard line, and that'll bring up 3rd down and goal. Inside 5 minutes to play here, 3rd quarter.
Interesting set of play calls back to back. You know, it definitely is 4-down territory. They're not kicking this on 4th down at all. So you have to consider it that way. You've got 4 chances. Might as well run it for the first 2. But like I said, that slant has been working wonders. You also have big targets on your offense that you could maybe throw a goal line fade to. I would like to see some sort of passing action here now that you've been stopped twice in a row.
So Gavin Zbytowski lines up in their heavy set for the Chieftain offense. They brought him out. Numini Gwilly and Tommy Boyd checked in at wide receiver. So I'm assuming here on 3rd and goal that they're going to look to throw this ball into the end zone. Welch brings Perozic in motion. He's going to look left, throwing end zone for Gwilly, and just overshot him in the corner.
They were going for that goal line fade, but defender was all over it, made it really tough, and Welch could not place it in just the perfect spot. That's the thing about the goal line fade. It's a very delicate touch pass the quarterback has to throw. Not delicate enough there by Darren Welch, you're going to see.
And they'll keep the offense on the field here. 4th and goal from the 7. 3:58 to go, 3rd quarter. 26-7, Tars with the lead.
The red zone is a very difficult place to convert, especially when you're passing. Everything's condensed. There's so many more bodies in a small space. So you really got to be accurate and precise with your passes. I'm interested to see if they go with a pass here because of how difficult it can be in the red zone. But we'll see.
Welch brings a man in motion, running back to his right. He's going to look left, throwing, end zone, has a man there, and it's picked off.
It was bobbled at first by Aiden DeMick, but John Sowards caught it off the deflection. The back shoulder throw once again.
Anchor Bay ball.
Once again here, this back shoulder throw not placed where it needs to be, underthrown this time, and gets popped up. Good job by Sowards to just catch the ball, take the knee, and take the 20 yards. And just after a big stand by the Utica defense, that Anchor Bay defense put up a stand of their own, a goal line stand on 4th down to take that pick away.
So the ball will be spotted at the 20-yard line following the interception. Tars bring their offense back out on the field. We'll see if the Chieftain defense has another stop in them. Hall under center. They'll go handoff. And the Chieftain defense up to the task on 1st down. He gets 2 on the run.
Good job by Zbytowski, stuffing the runner right there on the edge. Came off his block. Came off this block right here. And came in at the end is actually number 22, Alessandro Van Simes, who got in there first.
So they gave him progress to the 23, so it's 2nd down and 7, approaching 3 minutes to go here in the 3rd. Hall back under center, brings a man in motion, and we're going to have a whistle at the snap, so I'm going to guess that this is somewhere
Prior to the snap,
false start.
False start, offense. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
So some miscommunication there along the offensive line.
Nice little gift for the Utica defense. We've seen a lot of offensive penalties on Utica, but not many on Anchor Bay today.
As we see Hall bringing the play from the sideline. Puts the Tars offense behind the chains, 2nd down and 12. Clock running here in the 3rd.
Yeah, the good thing about playing with a 19-point lead is that right now you could take some sort of risk, some sort of shot, and be okay. Looks like in the shotgun they might just do that.
Hall on the run, got back across the line of scrimmage, and he'll get it down to the 25, and a flag comes out late. So we'll have to check on the flag, and taking a look before the snap, the Chieftain coaches were jumping up and down, pointing something out from the sideline. They were not happy about something down there.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, 15-yard penalty. The resulting play is a 1st down.
Big penalty there for Utica. Not sure what they're going to get him on here, but 15 yards and an automatic 1st is a killer for the defense that desperately needs to stop and stop quick. And head coach Matt Maruli is puzzled, one could say.
Yeah, great look there by our camera crew. And a big shout out to all of our wonderful production crew here this evening. So on 1st and 10, ball spotted at the 40-yard line. Tars come to the line, now inside 2 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter from Swinehart Field. Hall looking to pass, throws middle, got it complete. Down the middle of the field, and he is tackled around the 10-yard line. Looks like Flowers caught up to him before he was able to make his way into the end zone, but a big play on 1st down for the Tars offense.
Yeah, Ben Hansen, you're going to see here, catches the ball in traffic, immediately turns upfield, turns on the Jets, and it looked like no one was going to be able to catch him. But you see there, Anthony Flowers running him down, saving a touchdown.
So the ball spotted at the 5, 1st and goal.
Great work after the catch there by Hansen. He had one man that he could have beat and gain an extra 20 or so yards with that cut up field.
Now final minute of play here in quarter number 3. Hall, hands off left side, turns it upfield, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown.
6 points. Lorenziak.
Looks like Bryce Trinziak.
Bryce Trinziak with the hat trick here. Keeps moving, stays on his feet, and he was in. He was wrapped up a little short, but he just leaned his body forward. He was hungry for that 3rd touchdown.
The extra point up and good. So our score is the Anchor Bay Tars 33, the Utica Chieftains 7. And for Trinziak, 2 touchdowns on the ground coming into play here tonight. As you mentioned, Michael, 3 already in just 3 quarters of play.
Yeah, he's having himself a night. He has broke a couple long, and he's had a couple of nice short runs as well to just pick up nice yardage. You saw it there. Good vision, good cutting skills, finding the hole. and just keeping his foot moving.
As you get a look at the Utica cheer team and also the student section here at Swinehart Field, celebrating senior night here at Swinehart. Chieftains do have one more scheduled home game in a couple weeks against Mott.
And now sitting at 33-7, Anchor Bay Tars. Head coach Mike Giannone said before the game he feels good about their chances at winning the league if they can come out with this game. It looks like they will, and yeah, their schedule is looking pretty nice in these next 3 games. 2 home games in their next 3 against Lakeview, then L'Anse Cruz, and then they are the away team against Eisenhower. All 3 of those teams yet to win a game in league play.
As the kick is away, fielded by the Chieftains. Tackled around the 25, and he's dropped there. And a flag is going to come out late. Looked like there was some pushing after the whistle, so we'll have to see which way that flag will go.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of that today. There's been a couple of unsportsmanlikes and late hits. You know, it matters a lot. This is a big game. You can see it on the field, too.
Yeah, the Tars coming in 3-1 on the year overall, 2-0 in MAC White play. Chieftains 2-2 with a 2-0 record in MAC White play. So the winner of this game was going to come out of it first in the league in the MAC White. Tars are already there, but had the Chieftains pulled this game out, still a whole quarter of football left to play, but if the Chieftains were able to pull this game out, would take over first place in the MAC White. As their offense takes the field, Welch alone in the shotgun. He'll look right, go that way, has Azar across the 50, and he's taken down right there.
Yeah.
And a flag's going to come out as the Tars defender lowered the shoulder.
Yeah, Azar took a shot to the helmet there from Julius Humes. And they're going to flag that every single time. You're going to see here, Azar taking it up the middle. Humes comes from the left side, and yeah, just
personal foul, targeting, defense. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, first down.
Leading with the crown of the helmet there. Might have got him with the shoulder for sure, but he did lead with the crown of the helmet and hit him above the neck. You cannot do that. And that's a free 15 yards, a big 15 yards too for Utica as this third quarter closes out.
And something to keep an eye on as we approach the fourth quarter of play. Jason Azar needed help coming off the field there as he was leaning on a few of his teammates to make his way to the sideline.
Yeah, he took a huge hit to the head and neck area. It's got to be feeling that one.
So the ball spotted at the 34, 1st and 10. Welch to throw, had his pass deflected and falls incomplete, looking for Malone far sideline, and that stops the clock with 8 seconds to go here in the third.
Yeah, he was feeling the pressure off the edge right there and just had to get rid of it. Could have been picked as well, but when you feel that defender bearing down on you from your blind side, you got to get that ball out as fast as possible. Looks like it might have been Joey Brown with the pressure.
So that brings up 2nd down and 10. Azar being checked out down on the sideline, has his helmet off right now. Welch in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the top. He'll roll that way, looking, throwing sideline. And
somehow caught that.
Caught and out of bounds inside the 30, down around the 26-yard line. Looks like they'll spot him.
Looks like it could have been an interception or a completion, but Jack Malone came down with it.
That is the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, he had the tightest of windows to throw it into, as you see right all over it in coverage. And that is how we'll end the third quarter of play here from Swinehart Field. 3 quarters down and 1 to go. Our score, Anchor Bay 33 and Utica 7. Michael, get your thoughts as we get set to play out these last 12 minutes.
It has been a surprising game today, for me at least. We saw 2 weeks ago Dylan Welch, Jason Azar, Dylan Chase, excuse me. They had their way with the Lakeview defense, and I expected more of the same tonight in terms of at least the offensive potency that we were going to see, but they have been completely bottled up, completely thrown off their game, thrown off their rhythm by this defense, and credit the Anchor Bay defense for sticking to that game plan. Their game plan was to confuse the offense, specifically the offensive line, and those linebackers have been playing tremendous. I mean, we've talked about Liam Carey, and in the defensive secondary, we've got Darius Wright, who's been making plays all over the place as well.
So as we enter the 4th and final quarter of play in this Mac White battle, Chieftains will have it 3rd and 4, ball on the 28-yard line.
Realistically, you're going to want a touchdown and a 2-point conversion here now to get within 3 scores.
Van Samays goes in motion, and a Tars player jumped at the line of scrimmage, and that should be what the flags are out for.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty. The result is a first down.
Carson Chenoweth coming across the line, got a little excited there.
And just like that, on 3rd and 4, you didn't even have to snap the ball, and you got a first down.
Yeah, I mean, great game planning by the offense, you know. But for real, that's a nice gift from the defense to the offense. Sets them up in position to take some more shots here, which they're going to need to do with a very limited time remaining left on the clock. Just 3 timeouts, down by 26.
Welch stands alone in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the top. He has Boyd and Malone to the short side of the field. He'll go swing pass out wide, and that's dropped. Looks like he wanted Dylan Chase.
It looked like they were potentially setting up a bubble streak read for Welch, but the screen was open. Chase just couldn't bring it in. Definitely a forward pass, though. No need to consider that a fumble.
So the incompletion brings us 2nd down and 10. Just 5 seconds ticked off here in the 4th quarter.
And that's going to be the name of the game for Utica on both sides of the ball, is that clock. You're going to be working it the entire rest of this game. It's the most important thing to save time.
Welch dropping back, some pressure coming, steps up, throws middle, has a man, and it's caught for the touchdown. My goodness.
Wow. That's all I can say on that play. Evading the defenders, moving side to side, and then the sidearm throw down the field right to his receiver, who makes a tremendous catch too. But what footwork and poise to stay in the pocket and deliver a strike downfield.
Well, we talked about earlier in our broadcast, Welch, also a pitcher on the Chieftains baseball team, and he threw an absolute strike on that throw.
He was painting the corner with that one. I mean, yeah, that would have froze any batter. That would have froze Miguel Cabrera.
So the Chieftains will kick the extra point. Malone the holder. Kick is up. And good. So that brings our score, the Tars 33 and the Chieftains 14. Still 11:48 to go in our game. So a lot of time left for the Chieftains to make something happen.
Absolutely. You've got 12 minutes left, and another replay here. Evading the edge rusher, stepping up. The sidearm spiral. And Flowers, with the calmest celebration I've ever seen, just comes down with it. All right, no big deal. What a dart.
And we've talked about throughout this game, Welch not really having one of his better games here in the 2021 season, but that maybe is what gets him going here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a big energy boost for the Utica side when you can pull off a play like that, especially after having one of your best players get knocked out of the game for a little bit. Azar is still on the sideline right now with his helmet off, but now you've got a chance to do something. You've got a 19-point deficit now, 12 minutes to go, 3 touchdowns. Seems like a lot, but if you can hit those touchdowns quick, anything is possible. Might see another onside kick here.
Chieftains to kick. We'll see what they do here. They do push it on the ground. And again, coming up with it easily are the Tars right on their side of the 50 at the 49-yard line. So they'll have it 1st and 10 there.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, you kind of have to go for the onside kick to try to catch them, maybe a bounce, have a player field it poorly, and you capitalize on that. As I said earlier, time is your enemy. But if your defense can just do their thing like they did at the beginning of this half, I think it's possible we see a little bit of a comeback. Don't want to jinx it, though.
And with 11:45 to go in our game here from Swinehart Field, 3 timeouts left for both teams, so the Chieftains will definitely have to pick and choose when they want to use those. Hall goes handoff, left side. Bottled up right around the 50, so give him 1 yard on the run there.
Another handoff to Kenninger, who scored the last touchdown, this time going nowhere with it.
On Shelby TV, alongside my broadcast partner Michael Pierce, I'm Stephen McDonald, bringing you some Mac White football here this evening.
And if you're Anchor Bay here, you're just going to call 3 straight runs and punt it. Honestly, no matter what. You want to just play it safe, don't make too many mistakes, and make them beat you. You're not going to beat yourself here. You're going to play your game and just stay disciplined. That isn't how you stay disciplined, though.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 76, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
And Chieftain head coach Matt Maruli knew it right as the flag came out. He jumped about as high as the flag went in the air.
I could hear him from up here.
So that'll put the Tars back behind the sticks on 2nd down, bring up 2nd down and 14, clock running under 11 minutes to play. Ball now spotted at the 45-yard line, had it spotted right on midfield, right over that white stripe going down the 50-yard line. Hall under center. Go handoff again, trying to push his way forward up the middle, carrying some defenders, and he'll get back to the 50-yard line and bring up a 3rd down and long.
Carry on the carry right there for Anchor Bay. Another 5-6 yard gainer. I like the game plan of going with the power runner here. Just take your guaranteed yards. Give it to that guy. He's got this firm grip on the ball. He's not getting that thing stripped out.
So a big 3rd down upcoming, 3rd and 9 for the Tars offense. Chieftain defense looking to get a stop and get the ball back to their offense, down a couple scores. Still have 3 timeouts to work with. Hall rolling, looking, taking a shot to the sideline, and that's going to fall low, incomplete. Chieftains did well in coverage there, and that'll bring up 4th down.
2nd time tonight we've seen that exact rollout play with the exact same result. Receiver slightly open, but ball just skips up to him. Got to do better on those plays. Got to at least try to give your receiver a chance to catch the ball when he's got positioning like that.
So now the Tars will line up in punt formation. Dylan Chase, the deep man for the Chieftains. He'll backpedal back inside his own 20.
And the worst part about that for Anchor Bay is that it was an incompletion and the clock stopped.
The kick is away, a high spiraling kick. Chase underneath it, trying to get upfield, breaks a couple tackles to the 25, and he's brought down there. And that'll bring out Darren Welch, and this Chieftain offense had a big touchdown strike on their last possession. We'll see what they come up with here. 9:20 to go in our game.
Got to be aggressive here. Down 19, you're going to want to score fast to see where you stand in this game. You can't take your time because, this Anchor Bay defense will just play prevent for the rest of the game if you take your time. So you want to score as fast as you can here and really look to maximize each play. It's not about even getting it in one play, but make sure you maximize every single play and get the most out of it you possibly can, even if it doesn't work out the way you plan.
So Welch in the shotgun alone. Going short side, finds Malone, first down, and he's driven back to the 35-yard line, but forward progress will mark him around the 38-yard line.
Great play call there. These defensive backs have proven that they will give you space on these slant routes, so you have to attack that and work to get to the middle of the field and hope something can break big. They did that there. Picks up a nice gain of about 15 to 20 yards.
Chieftains up to the line quickly. Welch again alone in the shotgun. This time goes underneath to Boyd, makes a man miss, and then he's driven back, but again, forward progress gives him a nice gain on first down. They'll give him 5, so second down and 5. Ball now spotted at the 43-yard line. Clock continues to run.
Got to give credit to these defensive backs on Anchor Bay. You're going to see it here. Deshaun Chenette Jr., big tackle. He's laid a couple of big hits today. Has really made his mark felt in the tackling game.
Welch looking, wants to take a shot downfield middle. Has it caught inside the 25. Tommy Boyd on the receiving end of a big pass from Darren Welch.
Another laser from Welch, but we've got a flag in the backfield, and the Utica coaches look very upset. I'm gonna see what this is here, but might not be good news for this Chieftain crowd.
And we will march our way back downfield, so it looks as though it will go against the Chieftains here, negating the big pass play where the ball was spotted at the 26-yard line of the Tars.
Yeah, refs are discussing it right now, but it's never a good sign when you see the offense move back like that.
Ineligible receiver downfield, offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Must have been a lineman who moved a little too far downfield. I didn't see anything, but then again, we were focused on that deep throw to Tommy Boyd that was complete and unfortunately taken back by penalty.
So that'll mark it second down and 10. Ball spotted all the way back at the Chieftain 38-yard line. And the clock will run as they set the ball, so we hit 8 minutes to go in our game. Welch takes a look at his wristband, drops back, looks, pass tipped, and
that's
picked
a pick.
off.
Yep.
Far sideline, the Tars defense generate a turnover. And a big time stop with 7:44 to go in the game.
John Sowers, number 2, with his second interception of the game. The first one came in the end zone. This one right here coming off the deflection. And he secured that ball. Great deflection by Darius Wright. Darius Wright and John Sowers have been playing incredibly well for this Anchor Bay defense. Sowers with the 2 interceptions, but Darius Wright making his impact felt with that deflection as well, putting his teammate in the position to pick that ball off with some good coverage. And that is a killer.
Ball spotted in Chieftain territory at the 45-yard line, first and 10. And the Tars in control now of this football game as they go handoff, falling forward. He'll get a couple on first down. Looks like they'll give him 1.
Just doesn't seem like Utica's going to have enough time to recover from the mistakes that have plagued them this entire game. Couple interceptions, some defensive miscues have really opened the door for Anchor Bay to run away with this game. Utica has had chances to fight back and get themselves in this, but those crucial mistakes, they stack up.
That looked like Drew Shornick on that last run as we hit 7 minutes to play here from Swinehart Field. They'll go back to him on the run, right side. A nice run on first down, or excuse me, second down. And that'll bring up third down and about 2. Ball spot at the 32-yard line.
Anchor Bay working with a couple of different running backs right now, getting some more people involved in the game.
Check that ball spot at the 37-yard line. Took a quick glance over at the scoreboard for a moment. Man comes in motion.
Yeah.
And we're going to get a whistle on the far sideline. Looked like somebody jumped along the line of scrimmage.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty. The result is a first down.
They got to get him with encroachment. It's a free first down for the Tars.
And Michael, you've talked a lot about the self-inflicted wounds that the Chieftains have had here this evening, and that's another one right there. Giving up a first down without even forcing the Tars to snap the football.
Yeah, they've had some trouble with penalties today. A couple of holdings that hurt them in the first quarter. Some unnecessary roughness and some unsportsmanlike conduct penalties too on both sides really, but it's definitely plagued the Chieftains more as they are able to wrap up Drew Shornick.
He gets down to about the 31-yard line, so give him a long gain of 1 on the run.
And you can definitely feel the sense that the Utica sideline is a little unhappy with the officiating today, but genuinely there's been calls on both sides that have hurt both teams. So despite the fact that the Utica Chieftains have had more penalties, I think there's a lot more they could have improved upon to, sort of alleviate some of the damage those penalties have caused.
On 2nd and 9, they'll look to pass, taking a shot to the end zone. Had a man there, and that's underthrown and incomplete. Flowers was out there in coverage, and he'll stay down, and he's slow to get up.
Grabbing that left ankle shin area as he fell down. Take another look at this pass, see if we can see what hurt Flowers. Deep throw. Might have just landed on it funny. But he
Officials
is
timeout for injury.
taking his time and looking to call timeout for that injury.
Brandon Basuttle was in at quarterback on that last play, taking the shot, looking for Luke Zierich. So the clock stops with 4:52 to go in our game, 33-14. Tars with the lead, looking to go to 4-1 on the year overall, 3-0 in MAC White play.
Yeah, this is going to be a big win for them here. Like I said earlier, they come back from this game. They return home for 2 straight home games against Lakeview, who's 1-3, and Lance Cruz, who's 0-4 currently, pending obviously the action of tonight's matches. But 2 big home games to potentially improve to 6-1 and set themselves up for a nice postseason run as well. But before they get there, they're going to have a big matchup at home in the last week of the season against Romeo, who currently is 4-0, undefeated, 2-0 in the conference.
And one more time, we want to shout out Esplenditos for catering tonight's game for us. Esplenditos Mexican Cuisine Pizza Spirit Celebration at 50285 Mound Road, south of 23 Mile. They're open for lunch and delivery is available. Call 586-739-1070.
Can confirm with the pregame meal that it is Esplendido.
And on that run, not much there. Brings up 4th down and 6. It looks like the offense for the Tars will stay out on the field here. And you gave us the rundown of what's to come following tonight's game for the Tars. Taking a look at what the Chieftains have left on their schedule. They have Utica Ford next Friday away. Then they'll come back home on the 8th to face Warren Mott. And that'll finish up their league schedule. Then they'll go back out on the road to Chippewa Valley on the 15th and finish off the 2021 campaign on the road at Sterling Heights High School.
It's been a long year, Steve. I don't blame you.
Yeah, that's what the pandemic will do for you.
Timeout, Anchor Bay.
And the Tars will call timeout. 3:51 to go in the game. That's their first timeout of the half. Chieftains still with all three of theirs.
Yeah, looking like the Anchor Bay offense is draining some clock, seeing what the defense is going to come out in if they were to go for it. But really, for them, it's just about getting the ball out of there, letting their defense handle the rest. This game, it's going to be tough to come back from.
Well, even with the score being what it is at this stage of the game, the Chieftain Marching Band just down below us to our right, still having some fun here at Swinehart Field.
One thing about marching bands is they never lose spirit. You could be down 50-0 and they'd still be banging those drums.
Basuttle swings it out to the right. Chieftains there to wrap him up and bring him out of bounds. Not really anywhere close to that first down line, so the Chieftain offense will come back out. And yeah, to your point, Michael, the marching band, you have to think, this is senior night for the Chieftains here, and that goes for the football team, dance team, cheer team, and the marching band as well. So they are in high spirits here tonight, given that it's senior night here from Swinehart Field.
Absolutely. And win or lose, the music is still going to sound great.
So with 3:44 to go in the game, Chieftains bring their offense back out, down a couple scores, 33-14 our score. Welch will stand alone in the shotgun, three receivers to the bottom of your screen. He's going to look to the top side, has it complete, makes a couple defenders miss, and he's going to come up just shy of that first down line to gain around the 40-yard line. Give him the 38-yard line on the completion.
Got Numain Gwilly on the reception there. Throws that line back. He's able to get some more yards.
Tars showed for a moment some pressure up at the line. This pass deflected again, and that one's picked off. Down the sideline he goes on the return, still on his feet around the 20, and finally driven out. The third interception of the game for Darren Welch in this Chieftain offense.
Yeah, and another deflection too. And those have been killer for this offense. See here, just bounces off his hands, pops it up, and Deshaun Chenette Jr. says, "Don't mind if I do."
Continuing his strong game here this evening. And for Welch, he had one interception coming into play all season, coming into play tonight. We talked about that pregame, 11 touchdowns, just one interception. Now has 3 on the game tonight.
In my mind, he's only got the one. You know, the other 2 were deflections. A good defensive play on the second interception, but still a deflection. Not a poorly thrown ball by any means. First one, definitely an underthrow in the end zone for an interception. But, man, those deflections have been killer. They've been stopping some drives, especially in this fourth quarter. Got to give credit, though, to the Anchor Bay defense for staying active and staying with the ball wherever it goes.
Timeout, Anchor Bay.
So Brandon Basuttle back in at quarterback for the Tars offense, but a timeout on the field called by Anchor Bay. They'll have one remaining with 3:01 to go. Chieftains again still hanging on to all 3 of theirs.
Yeah, name of the game here for Anchor Bay is get a first down as slow as you possibly can and get out of here. You don't want to do anything else other than keep this ball, sit on it, and watch that clock tick down to 0. But man, what a great showing for them, especially. I mean, mainly on defense for sure, but I mean, this offense has had a great game as well. On the ground game, they've been creating holes, and those running backs have been taking advantage of what the defense has given them. In the passing game, when Luke Hall did throw, he threw it relatively well. He didn't throw too much, but saw on that deep ball, he has the ability to place it where he wants it.
Basuttle, hands off, up the middle, and a nice run there on first down. Brings up 2nd down and 5. Ball now spotted at the 14-yard line. And you said it there. They didn't ask Hall to throw the ball much. They don't generally do that, so that's not anything new that we saw here tonight. But again, like you said, the ground game was working when they did have to throw it a couple times when they did. Definitely had a couple big plays there in the passing game as well, but that's what a strong running game will do for a team.
Yeah, and they cut down on mistakes too, whereas Utica had a ton of mistakes, whether it be, you know, like we just saw with the deflected ball off the hands of a receiver, or drop passes, or underthrows, or whatever. There wasn't much of that on the Anchor Bay side. Very clean game, and that's why they're on top right now.
On 2nd down and 5, they'll stretch it to the left. Chieftain defense is there, but he's going to be just short, it looks like, of that 1st down line. He needed the 9, and they'll give him the 10. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 1 as we hit 2 minutes to go here from Swinehart Field. Again, we'll have one more Chieftain home game here in 2021, a couple weeks from today, as they take on Warren Mott here from Swinehart Field. We'll have the call for you as part of Shelby TV on Swinehart Field YouTube.
Shout out to all the YouTube viewers right now.
Pushing the pile ahead, they'll get the 1st down and all the way down to around the 5-yard line. And with that 1st down, they should just have to snap the ball about 2 more times to put the capper on this one. 33-14 our score as we approach the final 60 seconds of action. The band down on the track getting ready to play us out here from Swinehart Field. Tars come to the line. Ball spotted at the 6. Man comes in motion. They go handoff. Chieftains driving the pile back. They'll give them a gain of about 2 down to the 4-yard line. 35 seconds and ticking showing on the scoreboard.
Freshman Tyler Tate, or actually, excuse me, I was looking at his number, not his grade. The senior Tyler Tate on the carry. Looking to find the end zone, almost got there. As they drain this clock though, an impressive 33-14 win to improve to 4-1. What a commanding victory from start to almost finish, man. Had the lead for just about all of this game. A big win for the Anchor Bay Tars.
Yeah, 33-14, our final score here from Swinehart Field. The Tars come in and get the win. You said it, Michael, improved to 4-1 on the year, 3-0 in MAC White play. The Chieftains on the other side fall to 2-3 on the year, now 2-1 in MAC White play. But getting your thoughts, your final thoughts here from our game here this evening.
My final thoughts, it's just what a game plan, what an execution job by this defense and offense too. I hate to short the offense, but man, that defense really impressed me today. They made Darren Welch uncomfortable from start to finish. That's how you win, and they took care of business.
So the Chieftains will head back out on the road next Friday night at Utica Ford in Sterling Heights, then come back 2 weeks from today to play Warren Mott here from Swinehart Field. We'll have the coverage for you in that game as part of Shelby TV. Alongside my broadcast partner Michael Pierce, I'm Stephen McDonald saying so long from Swinehart Field, where your final score one final time is the Anchor Bay Tars 33 and the Utica Chieftains 14. Good night, everybody.